welcome to the channel, and if you are new here, thanks so much for joining. My name is Misty, and today I am bringing you another episode of our Decades Legacy Challenge. As you can see, we are here with Lindsay, and we are in 1951. We have officially entered into the 1950s, and it is time for us to go ahead and go over some of the rules that are associated with us entering into a new decade. That being said, let's go ahead and hop on over and go over the new rules for the new decade before we get started with this episode. Decades Challenge Rules 1950s, Red Scare, and Korean War. All rules from the 1940s still stand with the following changes. We have a war coming up, and the oldest son is drafted for the Korean War when he becomes a young adult, and the oldest daughter becomes a volunteer nurse in the war because she becomes a young adult. Our sons can try for a baby before they are called to service. Obviously, I will be using the war mod in this war as we are used to. Any sim returning from war must suffer trauma and take one of the following traits: gloomy, hot-headed, clumsy, insane, lazy, mean, paranoid, or non-committal. Woohooing. And relationships, sims may divorce for any reason, and adoption is now allowed. We are allowed to live in apartments now. Showers are allowed. Carpets, patterned and brick flooring is allowed. Private pools are allowed. Televisions are allowed. Only the first 3 cheapest TVs are available, and they can be used from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. News and TV classic channels are allowed. All painting styles are allowed. Radio listening requirements are lifted. Pop music is allowed. Listening devices are allowed. Sunscreen, snorkeling, and float loungers are allowed. Elementary school and high school is now mandatory. And we can go to university after we have served in active duty. These are the careers that are allowed, and you can obviously go and look up the rules. I do always have them posted in the description box. Women should quit their job while they have babies, toddlers, or children. They may work again when they have teens. World War II veterans will receive a pension of $250 per veteran, which we can do by a money cheat. I actually use the war mod, so that does this automatically for us. And these are our lost soldiers for 1950 within our family that we have lost. Peyton, Isaac, Zachariah, and Roland have laid down their lives in the Korean War. And they will be missed dearly. Now that we have gotten into the game here, as you can see, Lindsay is going on a little bit of a run. She is trying to get a little bit of exercise in. As you can see, she is very sad. Majority of our family is sad because we have, as you can see, had a loss in our family of some of our family members due to them being drafted into the Korean War and losing their lives. And Lindsay is really, really distraught because she knows that as a daughter that is the eldest, she does have to go into the war as well as a nurse. Her and Norma are both being called into war. Joseph and Booker are being called into war, and truth be known, Evangeline is aging up to a young adult, and she also has to go into war here. So all of Gemma's kids are going to be going into this Korean War. And Lindsay is really, really stressed about the fact that she is going to be having to leave her mother alone, knowing that they have lost so many people to so many different wars. She is really, really stressed about all of these things and knowing that Gemma may lose more people that she loves. And she's really having a hard time with it. She also knows that she is the heir to this family, and she's not really sure what her future is going to hold, knowing that she has to go to war. Sure, she's only going to be a nurse. She's not on the front lines, but things happen, and you never can tell if someone's going to make it home or not, when it comes to war. So I'm just going to go ahead and get her tending over here to the chickens. As you can see, our house did get a 1950s update. We're going to go through that a little bit better in a little bit later on here, and I'll show you the updates to the house. But our house did get a complete overhaul for the 50s. But she is absolutely distraught. Booker and Norma have both moved out. They are in a relationship now, and they do live with their significant others. It looks like Evangeline is saying, I really want to be friends with someone, but they don't seem to really want to be friends with me. How can I make them be my friend? And Joseph's letting her know, just keep being friendly. Those relationships will come around. So, as I was saying, this family is really struggling with the sadness that they're feeling over the loss of their family members. They're really struggling with the knowing that they have to all go off to war really soon. But let's go ahead and take a look at the house. So this is the living room. And as you can see, I did put their paintings up on the walls. But this is the living and dining space. They have a TV now and a telephone in the house, like a landline. And they have this like wall separator here that separates their dining room from their living room, which I think is absolutely adorable. I really think that their house has turned out really cute. This is the kitchen area off of the dining room. And then when you go on down the hall here, there is a bedroom here off the hall. And then a bathroom. And directly across from the bathroom, there is the laundry area. And then we have another bathroom. I'm sorry, another bedroom. As you can see, everyone is really distraught over the loss of the family members. They are all crying in closets and in beds. This is the master bedroom here. And we have then made it back to the living space. So it is significantly a smaller home. The house did shrink a little bit, but I think it is a little bit more fitting because our house doesn't need to be so massive. I think as our family moves on for the 50s, in Generation 3, the family is not going to be as large as it was in the 1890s, 1900s, etc. Back then, they had really large families, and I just don't see our Generation 3 being as large, or Generation 4 for that matter. Joseph has come out. He is talking to Lindsay here, and he's just saying, so Mom was telling me that you found someone at work that you're keen on. And she's like, I really am trying to do a little bit of research. I don't want to think about this right now. But she told me that you really like this gentleman. Why are you not getting a little bit more into him? Honestly, Joseph, I do like him a whole lot. I want to be in a relationship with him, but I'm so worried about getting tied up with someone and getting really, really close to him. And what if something happens to me when I go to war and I leave him behind and he struggles with my loss the way Mom had to struggle with the loss of Dad? I'm so traumatized over this that I don't know if I can get close to him. I think you need to try, Lindsay. I really do. So Lindsay has been working, and she has kind of been keen on this person that she met while she was working in the lab. And she has the sweets on him, and she really wants to be in a relationship with him, but she's very nervous, as you can see, that she's going to have something happen to her when she goes to war, and she's going to leave him behind. And he's going to obviously be hurt by the loss of her. And so she's really, really struggling with the fact of if she should move their relationship forward or not. But everyone around her thinks that they should really go ahead and push it forward because, as we know, she technically is our Gen 3 heir, and she's not getting any younger. And Gemma's like, look, you know, you're the heir. You've inherited this farm. We need you to move forward with this relationship. If this is the person that you want to be with, and this is the person that you like, you should definitely move forward with that because we want you to have children and a future. And Jim is wanting her to obviously give her grandchildren. But Lindsay's just so worried about this. Now, Joseph, on the other hand, has been hanging around with Leila Abdul quite a bit lately, and he is really become good friends with her. They are building up quite a relationship themselves, pretty good friendship, and they have become best friends. He is starting to get some feelings towards her in a romantic nature, and he's hoping that maybe they could build on that and possibly start dating. but he has to head off to work. But he is definitely wanting to maybe open up a little bit of a romantic relationship with her. So these two are just here visiting. Gemma is going to go ahead and visit with them. I want her to go ahead and obviously meet them because that is Westley Robinson in there, which is the person that Lindsay is keen on, as well as Leela Abdul, which is the person that Joseph is keen on. So I do want Gemma to at least introduce herself to them and get to know them a little bit because her children are interested in those two. A big unit test is coming up in history class. Evangeline's been doing okay, but a good score would really boost her overall grade. Should she do her usual amount of studying or study as much as she can? Yeah, she should study a lot. She got a performance gain small. She focuses hard and reviews all of the material, and it pays off big time. Awesome. So I am going to get her in here just going ahead and kind of cleaning up, visiting with them and getting to know them a little bit better. I want her to, like I said, just introduce herself, have a little bit of conversation with them. She obviously gets tense around strangers because she does have the loner trait, but I do want her to at least try to get to know them just a little bit, considering her children do have some romantic feelings towards these two Sims. And I think it would be good for her to, at the very least, get to know them a little bit so that she can just say, you know, I'm their mother and I approve or I don't approve, and be able to kind of give her opinion on how she feels about their relationship. So she's like, hello, my name is Gemma. What is your name? And he's like, hi, my name is Wesley. I work with the college, and I, you know, have met your daughter, Lindsay. I am really interested in pursuing a relationship with her. And she's like, oh, that's really great to hear. I think that she also probably feels the same about you, but, you know, obviously she's trying to take things slow. And he's like, well, I understand that she wants to take things slow. That being said, I really just hope that she feels the same way about me that I feel about her. Dirty money. Going over some routine expense reports, Joseph notices some discrepancies. We're going to go ahead and lose those reports just because I don't want him to lose his job. So she is getting to know both of these, and they are having a nice conversation this afternoon, and it is going pretty well. She is, though, feeling really, really tense, so I think I am going to go ahead and send both of them home so that she can kind of calm down a little bit, because when she gets around people that she doesn't know for too long of a period of time, it does really start to tense her up. So these two are going to go ahead and head themselves off to their houses, and Gemma is going to go ahead and just tend to her needs and things here around the house while she waits on the kids to come home from work and school. We'll get her in here in the kitchen, and she can go ahead and make a meal for the family so that when they come home for the evening, there is something here for everyone to eat. Ooh, she's feeling extremely tense after having her morning visiting with strangers. But hopefully her cooking will give her a little bit of tension relief, and it seems like it did. She's feeling a little bit better now that she is in her element in the kitchen. We know that she does enjoy that, so it does seem to have alleviated her mood a little bit. She has just made some soup here, and she's just going to set it on the table so that when everyone comes home from school and work, they can grab themselves a bowl of soup, and everyone will be able to fulfill their hunger needs. I'm just going to have her come out and work on the chicken coop. She can clean it and collect the eggs, and then we can make sure that she can tend to anything outside that needs to be taken care of. It is a little bit of a heat wave, so we do need to watch and make sure that she doesn't overheat. But I do want her out here working on some of the things that need to be taken care of outside. It is getting really close to the time where our kids are going to have to ship off to war. So unfortunately, she is going to be on her own, which is going to be really upsetting. But in the meantime, we'll let her go ahead and tend to the house here. I don't really know what Gemma's going to want to do with her time when she lives all by herself and she's waiting on her kids to return from war and find out who makes it and who doesn't. But I know that she is probably going to be extremely stressed over that news. it is not every day that you're going to lose your entire family to war all at one time. I mean, she did have Liam go, and then she had Booker go, and she had Joseph go one time, right? They went like one at a time, but to have her entire family go at once is going to be a lot of pressure for her and a lot of stress. So I think that, you know, she's trying to keep herself busy right now and not really think about the fact that she's about to be in this home all by herself. But I think she is really, really stressed. And it looks like Booker has come over to visit. So we're going to go ahead and invite him in. And that way we can visit with him for a little while. Recently, he has gotten into a relationship with a lady named Victoria Beckett.
Ooh, keep that.
And they have gotten engaged. So we will need to go ahead and just congratulate him on his engagement and go ahead and just tell him that we're extremely excited about his wedding that's coming up. I think that Gemma would just tell him, I am so proud of you. I think that you have grown up to be an amazing young man. And I know that Liam would be so proud of the man that you've become. He's like, well, that really means so much to hear that. Like, obviously I would want Dad to be proud of me. So for you to tell me that he would means so much to me. She's like, well, of course your dad would be proud of you. Why would he not be proud of you? I mean, you've grown up to be an outstanding young man. You found a lovely lady that you have engaged to. You've moved out into your own place. You guys are about to be married. This is wonderful news for everyone involved, and I think your father would be so proud of you. You clearly got your head on your shoulders, and he wouldn't have asked for more. The kids have returned home from school and work. Well, I'm sorry, no, just Evangeline has returned home from school. Clearly, Joseph here is just getting to know Westley. He's like, I'm sorry, that's Booker. Booker is getting to know Westley, and he's like, I hear that you're into Lindsay. And he's like, I am. And he says, well, I am just wanting to kind of get to know you a little bit because obviously, you know, that's my sister. And I just want to make sure that your intentions are pure and in the right place. And he's like, well, of course they are. Your sister is an amazing girl. And I have nothing but pure intentions for her. I want to spend my life with her. I haven't told her that yet, obviously, because she's a little bit gun shy. I think she's worried about this upcoming war. And he's like, well, I think we're all worried about this upcoming war. He's like, yeah, I think so too. I'm just not exactly sure what she's worried about. And Booker's like, well, you know, we lost our dad in the war. I think she's probably just worried about maybe leaving you behind. And he's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So Booker's kind of giving Westley a little bit of insight into Lindsay's mind and maybe what she could be worried about. And Wesley's a little bit more understanding on what things could be bothering her potentially. And Lindsay, as you can see, has returned home from work, and she is just going to come on inside here in a little bit, and hopefully she'll have a little bit of a conversation with Westley, and he can hopefully ease her mind a little bit on how she's feeling, and maybe they can come to terms with a little bit of a compromise in their relationship and maybe move that forward to the next level. Maybe he can convince her that he's really not all that worried about her leaving him behind, that right now he just wants to live in the moment. Evangeline is just getting a little bit of her homework done in her bedroom over there, and obviously everyone is just working on their needs. Lindsay is just here. I'm just going to have her work on assisting with this project here, but it does look like she is starting to burn to death. So let's go ahead and get her outfit changed here so that she doesn't do that. And then we'll go ahead and actually she wants to go inside. So we'll let her go in so that she doesn't burn herself up. I don't want to lose her, so she is overheating. When Sims get too hot, they need to get inside. Go on inside. It looks like she's also wanting to possibly get herself something to eat. Oh, she just wants to smell it, maybe. Oh no, she's cleaning up. Okay, well, I love that for us. So she's just going to come on in here and talk to Westley, and she's going to tell him, I heard that you talked to Booker, and he's going to say, I did talk to Booker, and I just want to let you know I am not worried at all about you leaving me behind. I just want to spend my life with you. I understand your fears, I really do, but honestly, I'm not worried about it. I think everything's going to be okay. I just want to be with you. I want to be in a relationship with you, and I really think that we should move this relationship to our next level. I want to be your boyfriend. I want to be everything to you, honestly. And I think that we need to stop worrying so much, and we just need to live in the moment. So these two are going to go ahead and enter into a relationship. He has become her boyfriend, and they are super excited about it. She's decided she's going to go ahead and take him with spice. She's going to enter into this relationship, at least be boyfriend and girlfriend, and take that step. And she is really excited and thrilled that he feels about her this way. So much so that she clearly needed to give him an electrifying kiss. That was powerful. So she is just going to go in here and get herself something to eat. But it says a new relationship is a happy one, but she's not sure if she's going to have time for herself. So, I mean, I just think that she had gotten really used to being single for so long, and now she's a little worried that now that she's not single, she's not really going to have time for herself anymore. But I think she's really going to like being with Westley because they really hit it off. Everyone has now shipped off to war, and as you can see, Gemma is alone here in the house. And she's trying really hard to distract herself with reading and doing whatever she can to keep her mind off of the fact that she's alone and all of her children are gone. But unfortunately, she's having a really hard time. She's thinking about her family members. And she's just like, I miss them so much. I don't know what's going to come of them. And I'm so worried. I'm going to have her go ahead and sell this painting here and get some house chores done so that she can get her mind off of constantly thinking and worrying over her children. I think if she has herself busy, she will think less and worry less. You know what they say about idle hands are the devil's playground. So we're going to go ahead and let her do a little bit of laundry, deal with the chickens and things like that. Tend to the garden, anything that needs to be done outside. And hopefully she can keep her mind off of the fact that she's really, really worried about the fact that every single one of her children right now have shipped off to war. And hopefully we will know soon the verdict of what's going to happen, and she'll be able to find out who gets to return home to her. She clearly is hoping that everyone will be able to come home, but she is realistic enough to know that's obviously not going to be the case. She has lost enough people to war to know that there will be casualties, and she's obviously upset about that, and she knows that she's going to be mourning the loss of someone. She's just not sure who that someone's going to be quite yet. So unfortunately, we will be mourning the loss of someone in our family soon. I'm not sure who that exactly is going to be, but Gemma is trying really hard to keep herself busy in the meantime while we wait to get the news from the army on who has unfortunately not made it through the war. But guys, I think I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one when we actually will be in war with our family in 1952. So until then, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.